Hey guys, today we're going to do a budget-friendly container gardening in a small space. This was asked in a comment from one of my subscribers. I said sure, I can do that. Basically you just need a big bottle and you can make it into two bottles. This would be a regular planter and then a hanging bottle. Okay, you can see here we've already cut a bunch out and I've already collected all of my green onion, which we had it directly in the ground, and I've been meaning to move it anyway, so this is the perfect time to move it. This would be in our hanging garden. I'm gonna put it in here. And finally, a whole bunch of lemongrass. Now, a year ago, we only had about this much total, and I broke it up into three, and I mean, this isn't even all of it. This is like 1/3 of it. It's just too much. So I'm gonna repot this. This was growing like over my pineapple plants, so I wanted to move that anyway. So let's get started. Now you may not have to do this, but I have very clayey soil. It's very compact. And the problem is this doesn't grow well in containers. When you have clay soil in containers, it tends to compact and it just doesn't work. It's okay for the ground, but once you put it in a container, it just doesn't work. So what I did is I grabbed some dry grass, or dried leaves, I mean. This is sugarcane leaves. And I'm gonna mix it into my soil. And what that's gonna do, it doesn't aerate the soil like people think it does. Which is what I want. I want to aerate the soil. What it does is it attracts like insects. It attracts microbes, bacteria, fungi, and they tunnel and make space, and that's what aerates the soil. It's not this specifically, it's actually what eats this that really aerates the soil. Now the problem with the clay is it's so compact, and when it's inside a container, it gets like, all the water gets sealed, and it just never, when it gets wet, the little clay particles, they swell up and they clog everything up. And if it doesn't dry out, there's no air to get through to the roots. And that's why a lot of times container potting doesn't work, because people are overwatering it. They're not allowing it to dry out. So especially with clay soil, you need to make sure you allow it to have a water spell where you water it, and then a dry spell where it completely dries out, or at least most of it dries out, before you water it again. So container is difficult in some ways. It's easy in other ways, in the fact it is portable. You can move it around without having your plants be shocked from transplanting and stuff like that. It also doesn't take up much space. So we didn't spend any money on this whatsoever. We reused our bottles that we use for drinking water. So we like to buy spring water, and we save all of our bottles. And what my wife did, she's helping me, is she put these little holes at the bottom for drainage. And when you put the container down, don't put it like straight on the ground, because it clogs the holes up, right? So you need to put it on something. Put it like on a piece of wood, on a piece of anything, and just elevate it a little bit so that the water can go out. She also put holes at the bottom of this, and she put a couple holes on the sides here, so I can run a piece of metal, a piece of tie wire, and hang it. So I'm gonna add my soil directly. Okay, that's the last one. So I've already finished these. It's very hot today. It's one of those hot days. All these are finished. I'm gonna start on the hanging pots, hanging planters. Forgive me if I'm sweaty and tired. It's very hot today. What I'm gonna do is put some metal tie wire, so it's like I can hang it for these, and these ones I'll go ahead and start putting the lemongrass. Now the lemongrass, I know this isn't a lemongrass video, it's a container video, but lemongrass, you want to grow it in clusters. For future reference, if you want to grow it, it's better to grow in clusters instead of separating it into individual pieces. That's it. So what you want to do after you put it is you want to put it somewhere where it's not taking up a lot of space, right? You don't want to just take up space. And it needs to be like off the ground, like elevated on a piece of wood. I'm going to put on a piece of metal that we have left over, a spare piece of metal, so that the water can actually drain out. So I didn't spend any money whatsoever on this project. All I did was put some spare metal in the ground, and I had this piece here to stop the pot from falling over. And I put this piece here just to elevate it a bit, like that. And that's it. I mean, it's so easy. So if you're wondering why do I grow lemongrass, we put it in like our soups and stuff. It tastes really good. Another thing is the tops. You can cut the top off. So this was what we just planted down here. I cut all the tops off. You can use this as a mulch. Okay. What's so cool about this? When you break it up a little bit, like this, it releases all the little lemongrass essential oil. It's like citronella is what it is. It's basically just citronella. And it smells really good, but the insects hate it. The insects absolutely hate it. So that's one good use. Is you can see I've already put it here. Next, this is my mustard green. How did I grow mustard green in the Philippines? I'll talk about that in another video. Normally this is a cold vegetable, right? But it's hot. How did I do it? But one thing is, you can see this is a very tender salad plant, right? You can see a lot of insects like to eat it, right? So all the lemongrass does is it just repels insects, right? So you can put it around anything that is tender that the insects like to eat it. Just put it as a mulch around it, and it'll just kind of repel it. Then if you have a lot like me, another thing you do is just burn it, and it'll repel the mosquitoes. It doesn't do it on its own. You really need to smoke it. Once you make it into a smoke, it repels the mosquitoes. You could take this, once this dries out and turns brown like this, you could then smoke it. Either way, so you get rid of mosquitoes. You also use it as a mulch. So it's good for the garden. You can also eat the bottom part. Okay, I finished putting all of my lemongrass containers along the wall here. It's taking up no space whatsoever in my yard, but it produces so much food and uses in the garden. Next, I'm going to put my hanging planters just above it. So it's literally taking up no space whatsoever. But before I do that, I just want to really make sure that this can fall over. A dog or a cat can knock over. So I'm just going to tie this up so that it doesn't fall over. Okay, now I'm going to put the tie wire on our planters, on our hanging plants. Guys, pardon the interruption. There's too much mosquitoes out here. So I'm burning my lemongrass, the ones I showed you earlier. And hopefully get rid of these mosquitoes. I also got some mosquito coil. That should work. That should get it. Alright guys, it's the next day now. As you can see, I've already hanged everything here. These are all green onions. And then I have my lemongrass below. And the idea is each of these pots, these containers, is an ecosystem. So I don't have to a lot of times when you do a container planting, a lot of people make the mistake of watering it every single day. And it compacts the soil and it gets to aerate and it doesn't work out. So for this design, because our soil is very clay, it's even more likely to compact. What I've did is I'm trying to get insects to come here to aerate it, right? The insects are actually, and the fungi as well, are very beneficial for this setup. If you were growing a tender leaf vegetable like a lettuce or a cabbage or a mustard green or something like that, it's not recommended to attract insects because insects like to eat your lettuce and stuff. For this setup, because it's green onions and lemongrass, these naturally have their own pest repellent built in. So in this setup, it's totally okay to invite insects. And the idea is once you have it set up, completely set up, you don't have to maintain it anymore. I'm gonna do a little bit of weeding and I'm gonna do one watering only. But here in the Philippines, it rains almost every day. And if it doesn't rain every day, it rains every other day. The only time I might water this if we have a drought, which does happen once or twice per year, like a 1 week drought, in which case I may water it. I'll check if it's dry and then I'll water it. But this setup, I don't have to maintain it at all. I'm just gonna do a little bit of weeding and I'm gonna add some banana leaf. You can see the banana leaves here. Why would I add banana leaf? Well, it actually have a sweet scent and it actually attracts insects. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to attract insects to increase the aeration in the soil. So for this setup, and your setup's probably different than mine, you want to add a green because the greens break down and add nutrients. You don't want to put the green inside because what happens is it gets slimy and rotten and it can actually cause a lot of bad stuff will happen. If you put it on top, it can dry out from the sun and not rot as badly. And as it breaks down, the nutrients will go into the soil and then the plant will, so you want to mulch it with greens. For mine, I'm going to use banana leaf. I'll just use this one. Use whatever greens you have. This one, I'm specifically using this because it has a sweet aroma. And I'm actually just gonna strip it. I mean, it smells good. The insects love this stuff. It smells really good. I'm just gonna throw it on top. And what this does by mulching, like why do you have to mulch? Is it protects it from the sun. It also keeps heat in a little bit. The problem with containers though is the insulation is not good, right? So here in the Philippines, the range of temperature is not that bad. It gets about 70 degrees Fahrenheit at night and then about 92 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Whereas in another country, you have very cold nights and very hot days, in which case container planting is probably not a good idea. Here it's okay, but all these things are like stuff you have to consider when you're doing container planting. But this setup here that I've got for myself is an ecosystem. This is an ecosystem where you just put it once and then it just takes care of itself. A lot of people might wonder, like, why is he attracting insects? Like, that's weird. Most people are trying to get rid of them. And in a lot of cases, you do want to try to repel them. And in fact, green onion and lemongrass is usually used as a companion crop to repel insects. The problem is, it's not really good at repelling. I don't like using it as a companion plant. It doesn't work that well, actually, because it mostly protects itself. It don't really protect stuff next to it. If you want to protect stuff, the best thing to do is grow your lemongrass like away. It doesn't have to be a companion crop with your other stuff. And cut the top. So the top is usually like this tall. So cut it and kind of break it apart a little bit and use it as a mulch around your other plants. And that works way better for repelling insects. Now, another reason why I say adding like attracting insects is they also have like I'm sorry about the chicken, is they also have a poop that they call frass, and it's a very good fertilizer. So you never have to fertilize your stuff or anything like that. This is a full-on ecosystem that should take care of itself. I don't even have to water it. I'm gonna give it one water right now and then never water it again unless we have a drought. This is a full ecosystem. I can just come out here and grab lemongrass as I need it. I can cut the tops, make a mulch. I can get the tops and burn it to make smoke to repel mosquitoes when there's a lot of mosquitoes out, like last night. I can come out here and just grab my onion. I could just, if I really want, I can just cut the top off and eat it as I need without any maintenance whatsoever. In the first month or so, I'm gonna come out here and weed it. And that's it. For 1 month, I'm gonna just weed it, and then that's it. It's just gonna take care of itself. And we're gonna have unlimited supply of green onion and lemongrass forever. So yeah. You know, container gardening, it's not the easiest way, but if you do it like this, it doesn't take up much space. I mean, this is it. Half a foot against my wall, but I get unlimited green onion, unlimited lemongrass, which is beneficial for my garden and for eating. It just makes sense. I spent no money on this project whatsoever. I used plastic that I had laying around. I used metal that I had spare of. These tie wire, we had already bought it for another project, and I had a lot remaining. So imagine you get unlimited food, don't have to go out, you just go to your garden and collect it. And I'm interested to see, what is your setup? Because it's gonna be different than mine. I'm in the Philippines. In my setup, it gets very hot during the day. But as you see, this is all in shade. So only about half the day it's only gonna be in the sun. So it shouldn't get scorched, right? You ever see leaves get scorched? These should be fine. It rains almost every day, so I never have to water it. In fact, what he wants it to do is actually dry out completely. It's called a dry spell. That allows the air to go down. Another thing, when it's dry, the roots, go down, like they're looking for water. If you're constantly watering it, the roots don't ever grow vertically because it doesn't need to. When it has a dry spell, it forces the roots to grow vertically. It actually helps the soil. When the roots go vertically, it helps aerate it even more. I'm gonna add some more banana leaves. But that's it. Show me what your system is that works in your area, and comment. Let me know. And if you like this video, you want to see more, let me know and subscribe. I need a better outro, right?
Yeah.
What should I say?
Say, so that ends our video for today. I look forward to sharing the progress, like that.
Okay. So, wait.
Come on, my face is hot.
Okay. So that ends our video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see. This video was actually from one of my subscribers who commented. They said, can you make a budget-friendly container video? I said, sure thing. That was just a couple days ago. Here I am. I made it. So if you want to see something else, just tell me in the comments and I'll make it.